I think you have to turn on all the things.
Yeah, we don't have. It's been a while. We're a little slow.
Our welcome back episode after some time.
Yeah.
It's been 3 months.
Yeah. Has been a while.
We did the one.
Did we do a November one?
We did them in December,
Oh, that's right.
but when we did one on Skype in January.
Yeah.
But I don't like to count that one.
That one was a dud.
Abort.
That's why we waited 2 months to do the next one, because
I see.
the Skype one
We're
sucked.
like, wah, wah.
It'd be better to do nothing than to do that again.
Boy, that's a philosophy I've built my entire life around.
Some people never get there, Matt.
Better to do nothing.
I mean,
That's something.
is it coming on?
I think we need to start this episode talking about Taco Bell.
We already did.
Yeah.
That moment,
We're
every
on.
moment,
Okay.
every time there's like where a party gets a lot of Taco Bell,
Yeah.
there's always like this like kind of one-upsmanship that's happening during the order. There's like no, we'll need more.
It's a little bit of double dog.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
exactly.
You guys.
No, you got to get the party.
Yeah.
We only
You don't have the balls for a party.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Aaron was the only one who
then-
put the order in.
But she, what was
But
she
I was,
doubling down
I was
herself?
doing it to myself. I was like, all right, I'll get another party pack.
But then the flip side of that, the other half of that is that it's always the exact right amount.
Right. There's never any leftover.
You
Taco
think
Bell.
you've gone
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
but
Everything still gets
have,
eaten.
have you ever thrown away Taco Bell? No. It all gets eaten.
But there's that moment when you're eating it and it's getting a little bit colder and you're looking at the rest of the Taco Bell and you know it's not as good anymore. But
Yeah,
you're still
but you just
gonna
go
eat
for it.
But it's just like
Yeah, that's why it never
I
gets-
hate myself right now because it's not.
There's a
really
lot of wriggle room with the word good when it comes to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
not good. None of it's good.
I know. It's just like
Temperature does not
I didn't-
change its goodness.
No, I disagree. I think I'm with Max on that one. I'm with Philippe on that one.
I don't. I'll
temperature
eat it
matters.
Any level.
Yep. I think there's a moment in when you're eating a lot in a party size situation with Taco Bell where you're shoving
Party size situation.
where you're shoving those tacos in your mouth and you're looking at all the Taco Bell left over and you're like it's a gross amount because you've eaten so much and there's so much still
Yep.
there on the
You're
table,
like,
but you know
no,
you're
you're
going to
Yeah.
keep
Still going
Yeah.
to eat it.
And there's a moment where you're just like, you can already feel the cold wrapper slaps on your face in your mind. Like it's just like this worse.
Rapper
like,
slaps.
It's like this disgusting potato salad of like taco kind of peeking out their wrapper
And
at this
you're
point.
gonna love it.
Empty wrap.
Cold wrappers.
Yeah.
In the face.
Yeah. It's
That's
like-
our next T-shirt.
You guys, you're just foreshadowing us in like 2 hours.
You had a vision of the future.
I've had a vision of
In like 75 minutes.
That's how
Dude, yeah,
Min has got us
there is a
today.
point in eating Taco Bell where there is a mash and you can't. It's the Taco Bell left to consume and the discarded wrappers and they're all like
Yeah,
on the
you're
same.
like shaking them to
and
see
you're
which ones
going
are
through
heavy.
'em like a dumpster, but like some
Oh,
of them are
yeah.
empty.
You're talking about sifting through the abandoned
That's right. Yes. You know there's one more taco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
taco
that's
in
true.
there.
Oh,
somewhere.
and when you reach in and there's no tacos left, that's the worst feeling in the world.
No resistance.
There's no, these are all wrappers.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's right.
For
Are
those
we
who
ready
haven't seen
to roll?
Oh,
it. Yeah.
Yes,
Dude,
let's
push
do
the
it.
button.
All right.
Welcome to
No,
Warped.
no,
No.
She
no.
has to do her thing.
Aaron has to go. It's Aaron's time down here.
Welcome to Warped, where we give birth to Galaxy's child. I'm Beyonce.
I don't think we're ready for this
I'm
particular
koala.
jelly.
Oh boy. My name is Matt. Did we do that part already?
Not all of it.
I think we all have Destiny's Child names today.
I got distracted thinking about Beyonce.
I'm Michelle.
I don't know anyone other than Beyonce.
There's Beyonce, Michelle, and the third one.
Kelly.
I'm the third one.
Kelly.
Kelly Rowland,
Yeah,
you
she was
guys.
in Jason versus Freddy.
Oh.
I like her. I'll be her.
All right.
All right, we got everybody spoken for, and the rest of us backup dancers for D-Child.
What are we doing
today, Beyonce?
We're watching Galaxy's Child, which has two things. It has a giant pierogi that gives birth in space.
Yeah, it
And
sure
it
does.
has Geordi being totally cringy.
Oh, yes.
From
this is-
start to finish.
This
It's
is-
bad.
This is the worst they ever did, Geordi. Like, if I was LeVar Burton, I'd be
30 years ago.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
shit fly.
This is why he didn't get the Jeopardy gig.
No.
Yeah.
Have you seen that episode?
Didn't he have a thing in the holodeck that wasn't so great? This is worse than that?
This is the
This
continuation.
is literally
Punch
the
the triangle. Yeah. Punch it. Punch it.
All right, we got 45-49 on the clock, and I'm punching the triangle in 3, 2, 1, punch.
Oh my god.
So, Min, you've already put your finger on it.
Yeah.
That episode where he invents the hologram, falls in love with the girl on the holodeck,
Yeah.
that he's based on a real person.
Dr. Brahms, right? Is that her
In
name?
this episode, that chick comes to the ship for real.
The actual
What
one.
do you mean for real?
The
'Cause
real
she-
one.
The real
She
person.
exists.
actual
I
person.
see.
That he based the hologram on.
It is.
And she does
sexy
not
fan fiction.
approve of the fact that he made a sex bot out of her.
I thought it was the highest form of flattery.
You would.
I feel like in this enlightened culture, that it's like, oh, you made a sex bot of me. You must want to be friends.
Even in the very first scene, Geordi is being super creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just heard Min that she's coming to the ship, and he's literally turned into a human boner when Jean-Luc said
Yeah,
to-
it's not
that she was
cool.
coming.
And it's totally
I
like,
studied her
oh, she
schematics.
is
Right.
gonna love me.
Yeah.
We get along so well in the holodeck.
She loved me in the holodeck,
So she's gonna love me in
surely
real
the
life.
real woman will love
Yeah.
me
He's
too.
all giggity, giggity.
Yeah.
He's way too giggity.
and this is and
Geordi has no chill. Like he has no game.
Yeah.
He
Why
there
literally
she is.
Guinan's going to be rolling her eyes. in a
Yeah.
minute.
Guinan
Guinan gets some good eye rolling.
slaps it
Yeah.
down, but you don't listen.
What's up with you?
She tries to tell him,
Yeah.
and he's not hearing her. It's a bummer. Oh, this whole episode, I literally watched it last night, like with my hands
Yeah.
like over my eyes. And I'm like, I cannot watch Geordi like
no.
humiliate himself like this.
And the way it ends is so infuriating.
LeVar Burton must have been so happy, like, oh, they're doing a whole episode
Yeah.
where Geordi's like the main character,
Yeah.
and it's this is what they give him.
Yeah.
Is act like a potential date rapist
Yeah.
for the entire episode.
Catching that.
And then when the woman calls you out on it, flip it around so that she's the bad
Yeah,
one.
and-
Oh, it's the
she's
worst.
the one who
You
has
should
to
have to
Oh,
apologize.
it's the worst. That is
It's the
that's
worst.
the nadir of the
Oh,
episode.
it really is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
I was like, what is happening here?
Sean and I were talking about how like you could show this in like an HR like how
Yeah.
not to behave at work like seminar. Like that scene where he brings her to dinner, where she
Yeah.
has dinner in his quarters.
And he has a velveteen sweater.
I was like, get out,
He's
girl.
made her Fujili.
I was like that meme of Whoopi Goldberg going, girl, you're in danger. I was like, you need to get out of that room.
yeah. She does, which is good.
But they provide the other perspective.
Also, he wears the most ridiculous outfit
Yeah,
I've
the-
ever seen.
Yeah.
Wacky.
He's basically got Guinan's outfit on, but he doesn't pull it off.
Ooh, he went through a closet raid.
So there must be a lesson at the end. Does Geordi learn a lesson at the end?
Not the
feel
one
like
you'd
it.
want him to.
Yeah.
The lesson is actually what you did was fine, and we're gonna be friends. See, he has no game.
Yeah.
He's completely inappropriate from the jump.
Yeah.
Like she just beamed in,
Yeah.
and already he's being so creepy with her. And I like that she's just like not at all
Yeah.
what he expected, because he had the holodeck version of her. But she just walked in and was like, so you're the idiot who screwed up my ship, right?
He assumes that she's going to just totally be
Right.
sympathetic to everything he wants.
And
Yeah.
instead she's like, it's almost
Yes.
like she's a real person
That
with her
has
own thoughts and
agency.
feelings.
Yeah, but the end of this episode
they really
proves
But by the end of the
otherwise.
episode, she's not.
She does
So-
not, unfortunately,
So
have those same
it was
agencies.
all a
It
big
was-
fake out.
Who wrote this?
We
Let
thought
me-
we were gonna
Awful.
make a. We thought we were gonna make a little statement about feminism and not being a creeper, but nope.
We chickened the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Right at the last minute, you were so close to getting it right.
Yep.
When the scene where she calls him out is amazing because
Yeah.
she's great in that scene, and
Yeah,
everything she
she's
says
great.
is like
Yeah.
nailed.
Spot on. He's totally in the wrong.
And if they had just stopped there, you'd be like, great. She taught him a lesson and he learned it.
Well, nowadays,
But then
that's
the
what
next
they would
10
do.
minutes undoes
Yeah.
that entire moment. Like,
Absolutely.
Do you think nowadays that they would do it like that, properly stop
I
it at-
hope
oh
not.
hell no.
I'm
There was-
curious what the rating is of this
Stan and
episode.
I watched this last night. And at the end, Stan was like, "You could not get away with
No.
telling
No,
that story
no
that way
No,
today."
no. Let me read the specs.
Yeah, read this back. I'm really
Galaxy's Child original air date.
terrible. What a piece of
March
shit.
9th, 1991.
1991.
As
What a great
Geordi
year.
LaForge finally meets the real Dr. Leah Brahms, a tragic first contact leaves the Enterprise with a gigantic galactic infant suckling the ship's energy.
No.
Dude, you guys,
Yeah, man.
Was there
it's
suckling?
gross.
There's some
There's
suckling,
some suckling
in this
going
episode.
on. All right,
Oh,
Aaron,
that's
what
the
do
part
you
of the episode I like.
what do you think of the?
There really
yeah,
is
that
two
part's
halves.
actually good.
They're very two distinct halves of this.
It's two very different
Yeah.
What do
stories.
you
Just
think
like
the rating's
Destiny's
going to be,
Child.
Aaron?
Yeah,
They're really just two distinct
it's
halves.
hard to know because I feel like sometimes IMDb doesn't like the female episodes, so maybe they
I
would be
think that's-
sexist.
I think that's a good.
Is that a
I
clue?
think that's a good
Follow
bet.
that feed.
I don't know the
Clues,
answer,
clues.
but
I'm
sounds
gonna
right
say,
to me.
I'm gonna say the internet says it's like a 7-2.
Oh, that's still pretty.
I'm gonna say 6-2.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna say 6.
Sorry.
One. I made you feel bad about picking a fucking.
Yeah. I'll go high.
Why are you trying to shame my
it's-
number
yeah.
choosing?
Yeah, I know. I was.
Don't number shame.
I know. I number saved you so bad. I have a problem and I need to work on it. Okay.
Slowly, baby steps.
6-4.
6-4. 1-1.
Whoa.
Oh,
Uh,
man did the
Going low.
Yeah.
I
The
like
Price is
I
Right
like your
maneuver.
style.
Yeah.
I don't know who won. Erin was closest, but she went over 7.1.
Damn it!
But here's the first review. It's a 3-star review, and the title is LaForge is one creepy guy.
Yay!
He sure is.
Maybe it's just
It's a
me, or maybe
weird-
times have
no,
changed, but
no.
this episode highlighting Geordi LaForge is one creepy show. Creepy all highlight.
Yeah.
That is so
Caps.
true. Look, there's
you
Riker.
tell that-
Look at Riker's putting his foot on Data's desk.
Can you tell
again.
if the reviewer is male or female? I'm just curious.
Sexy human furniture that you would see.
Is it
yeah,
obvious?
Like a German art.
Martin Hafer.
Oh,
is
I'm
the
kind of glad to,
name.
because probably a dude. So I'm kind of glad to see that it's a dude who's like. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys are cool. I get it, but like, what's the rest
Here's
of the
the next.
world?
Here's the next one. 7-star review.
Any woman would find it
titled,
creepy.
Geordi's lucky to keep his job.
Yeah.
The next
That's
one
what-
is called LaForge has issues.
Stan, that's what Stan said last night when we were watching it. When they get to the scene where she finally calls him out, Stan was like, if she went to Jean-Luc and filed an HR complaint,
Yeah.
they would probably have to fire
It's-
Geordi.
And here,
It's actionable, as
and
they
here's
say.
the counterbalance to that.
All right.
8-star review.
Oh no.
Leah is such a cold and not funny girl.
Oh, you need to smile more.
it's the
That's
woman.
right.
Who submitted that?
Nico
Me.
Freezer.
Men win 69 all the time.
What? Stop outing
It
me.
says
Girl.
this says Min Win of Garden
Here,
Grove.
let me read it. He offers his friendship.
It's
to-
like there are a lot of us down there.
Yeah.
It's heavily Vietnamese part of Los Angeles.
This is full on incel, like
Yeah.
amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He offered his friendship to Leah by being nice and friendly right from her arrival.
Man.
But to his surprise, surprise, she was very cold and even mean for no real reason.
This is Geordi's argument.
Yeah.
Geordi makes that
Yeah.
exact argument.
She was like this right from the start.
Whoever wrote
Even
this is
before
working out
meeting
their own
Geordi.
shit.
Yeah.
This is them working out their own shit.
That review is signed the person who wrote that episode of
Yeah.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
It's totally inappropriate to be cold with someone for no reasons.
That's the inappropriate thing.
She's got reasons. He fucked up her design.
She has plenty of reasons.
She doesn't need reasons.
She doesn't need reasons.
There's no need to. Nobody needs reasons to do anything.
She's not even mean. Like
No.
she's
She's
just
just business.
she's
man.
just all business.
She's just not into you,
job.
dude. She's just
She's just not
Oh
that
my god,
into
you guys, the tacos are approaching.
She did
It's dropped off. Who's gonna get that shit?
Or like you did, you dumbass.
The tacos are
Red alert! Loading. Not loading. The tacos in the white zone.
Captain, the tacos are hailing us.
My wife is the white zone.
Open a frequency.
Put them on screen.
Don't forget to drop some off. Don't forget to drop some off in the main
The
house.
tacos.
Lost tractors on target.
Turn on the transporter.
Beam those tacos directly to the bridge.
Directly into my mouth.
Yep.
You guys, there's gonna be a lot of Foley coming up. It's gonna be a lot of crunching.
There's gonna be a lot of taconium in the air.
man, what's happening is she is the woman who designed the engines, right?
She looks really well put together. Too.
Yeah, she
very
looks great.
nicely professional.
She's all business.
Do you remember why he built the hologram?
It doesn't really matter.
He was solving a
He
problem.
needed help
The
with
ship
the
was
engines.
busted.
The ship was busted, and he needed help.
So the computer can sort of like take on the.
He told the
intel-
computer to make her like as close to the real person as possible.
Oh, I love Vangeli.
Which apparently the computer can like search, basically search all your social media and reconstruct your personality.
Right.
Supposedly.
She just had a.
But the personality in the holodeck was all nice and flirty.
Yeah.
Here's the pierogi, you guys. Does
Geordi
this
got
make you
to
hungry for
fuck her.
dumplings?
Jordy was just as
dumb.
creepy right there when he's like, I make a good fungili.
Yeah, he knows all this
He
shit
knows
about
that-
her,
And
man.
she's like, why?
And he's kind of weaponizing his knowledge to try and charm her.
Yeah.
So he's like, I know what your favorite food is.
Yeah, it's like
You know.
social media stalked her.
And she's already onto him. Like, she's already, like, giving
You're
him
spooky.
the eye. Like,
Yeah.
something's wrong with you.
He's
buddy.
executing
like
a
this?
plan that looks good and is schematic.
As
Right.
Aaron said earlier, the pierogi that's going to give birth.
Level 5 probes.
Yeah, it looks like a.
In the Midwest, we have something called pasties. They
Yeah,
use them.
sure.
They have them out here.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, they're yummy.
Yeah,
they're
they're little-
Welsh, I think.
Pasties?
It's like that. It's like
beef
a
pies.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like fried dough with meat inside.
You do latkes?
It was like it became a Michigan thing,
Those
at
are
least for
potato
me,
pancakes.
because the miners, the Upper Peninsula
I'm-
had a lot
I
of
think I'm gonna
copper.
call it-
The miners used to take
That's
them in
what
their
they would
pocket
take
for lunch.
For lunch.
Sure.
I knew that.
Yeah,
Wow. What would they mine?
copper
Copper.
for like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
The Upper Peninsula had more people because like it was like total mine, and then it just became like back to trees. Like all of it got pulled out,
Yeah.
and then it.
Now it's going to
Back
become
to-
just all to weed.
They got all the copper, so they moved on.
But it really was like a kind of a crazy time. I guess
This
if
is-
you'd been here for the gold rush, it probably would have been crazy too.
Those miners made barely any money.
the lady who flies the ship now,
They made pennies.
the lady who flies the ship now is Ensign Rager.
Oh,
Her name
yeah.
is pronounced. Her name is said. They say it as Rager, but on the subtitles, it looks like it says Rager. So I just
Yes.
imagine her like last night. I was
Lieutenant
watching this,
Rager.
I was just imagining her like. Secretly furious all the time, like she's,
Yeah. You guys,
I'm sorry, I got min.
do you feel like
I'm so
Philippe is
happy
taking a
about
long
it.
time
Why
with the
is Min-
tacos?
what-
It was such a two-parter, you know, but so like nonchalant
Yeah.
about it. That was good, Jacob. I liked that.
Yeah.
what did you say? I didn't even.
It was
hear
the
you.
copper joke. They
said-
make so little money. They make pennies.
That was good. I didn't acknowledge that.
didn't hear it.
Oh, Jake.
Yay!
Your ability to just like
Yeah.
quietly drop
Yeah.
Right?
lethally funny jokes
Yeah.
while no one's even listening is so good.
By
That's
the
all
way, Do you feel like the tacos should be here by now?
Yeah.
Wait,
You have failed.
we let Philippe go.
He's eating them.
I got like the ring notification that there's
We made
motion
a
at the
fatal
front door.
error.
Oh my
We
God.
said Philippe.
In the same moment, I had forgotten he was gone, and then became extremely worried. Like,
Right?
It has been way too
I
long.
feel like we should be eating tacos
Jake,
right now.
sometimes I'll be listening to an old episode and I'll hear something that I didn't remember you saying at the time because it's like way down in the mix.
Yeah.
So you only hear it on it when you listen to it in retrospect.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a gift.
And I'm like,
a little
oh,
gift for
Jake
future,
is so
you guys.
funny.
It's a future gift.
Yeah.
Look, you guys. I mean, come on.
He killed the pierogi.
It's a Sweeney's meat pie.
I'm calling it a gyoza empanada.
They kinda
Right?
look like,
It kinda looks like empanada.
Okay,
It
let's play a
has
game.
a little tucked in food.
What
Yeah,
food
they're like-
does it look like the most?
ravioli.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
looks
I
like
thought
the-
about a lot of
it's
different
all of
things,
these
you guys.
things, right?
You know what
You
I
know,
thought
it's
about?
crazy when you think about how every culture has invented
Because it's good.
putting meat in the middle of
It's
bread and
good.
Frying it. Yeah.
Because it makes it stretch,
Dumplings.
you know?
dumplings.
Dumplings, same thing.
You guys. You know what I thought about? I thought about how Heaven's Gate,
I
their
had a
last meal was
chimichanga for
a...
lunch today.
Ooh.
Oh, yum.
How the Heaven's Gate, they went to Marie Callender's and all got pot
Yes, we
pies. I'm
talked
like,
about
maybe
that.
this is kind of why.
Yeah,
Like, it's like a pot pie in the sky.
The Marie Callender's pot pie is pretty good.
You guys, we
Like,
should go.
I've had
We should
that.
all go to Marie Callender's and get the meal that they got. Is that weird?
Should we dress up like them?
Munchies right
We should all wear snuggies.
You want to put the purple sneakers on and
Oh,
go?
yeah.
Yes, I gotta do.
We have to fake it because they don't make those shoes.
What
Look
a,
at
what
this. Look at this. Look at
what
this.
a horrifying
It's his
outfit.
Bill Cosby outfit.
Oh,
It is.
And
Then
man.
there's a little bit of lame comedy with the computer where he's like, I
Yeah.
want it to be romantic lighting. And
He's
the computer's like,
basically trying to
I don't
make
know
it
what
up.
romantic lighting is.
Yeah,
And
he's trying
like,
to
well,
set up this
brighter than
sexy
pitch
thing.
black, you dumb computer. And the computer's like, okay, what about this? And Geordi's like, no more, no more, no more. Okay, stop. Like, this is literally like, you could not get away with wasting time on television.
Yeah, the tacos are here.
Tacos have arrived.
Yes, we
because I was
did.
about to be like, it's been 6 minutes since she picked up the tacos.
Shouldn't the computer be smarter than that?
I'm gonna distribute.
You know how this show is. It's like computer
Yeah.
no understand human emotion.
When they need a beat, they take a beat.
Right.
For the,
And we need a taco beat right now.
This show is a big believer in the robots don't have emotions problem. Nacho fries.
Nacho fries.
they're nacho fries.
So
They're
he's
for everybody.
what he's done is invited her to what she thinks is a business dinner where they're going to talk
Yeah,
about
he's totally ambushing her.
the problems on the ship. But he's putting,
Weinsteining her.
He's Weinsteining her. He's Cosbying her. He's making into a romantic thing.
Yeah.
So she's going to show up like ready to talk business
Whoa.
in her normal business outfit. And he's like, I've put on my casual wear, which looks like the most insane thing any human being has ever put on. It's it's a purple jumper. And then he's got these gigantic silvery gray parachute pants on.
Yeah, it could be worse.
I don't know if I agree with you on that one. Not sure I 100% agree with your police work there, Lou.
I go deeper and darker than you might, Matt. All right.
Geordi's like, this shirt is like worn by the royalty at Bandahar 4.
Right.
He's like,
And these
I did
pants
that 'cause
come
I
from
thought
the
it'd be more
chrysalis
comfortable, and
trees
she's
of
like
so-and-so.
super
Look at how he's
uncomfortable.
got a picture
Yeah.
of space on the wall behind.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's just
Great-
like, but
great
Geordi, you look
picture
like
space
garbage.
and
I don't
space.
know.
Look how shiny their napkins are.
Yep.
Oh, look
Do they have the
flowers.
spiky forks?
They don't actually ever get around to eating anything in this scene because she leaves.
Yeah, wisely.
Good for her.
Yeah, this is the girl you're in danger scene. He's lured her there under false pretenses. He's set up this like quote unquote romantic dinner, and she is just not having it. Like she's like, I thought we were here to talk about the engines, and instead you're being very creepy. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go home, and I don't care how good your fungili is. I'm not interested.
What is fungili? Is that
Yeah,
an
I don't
Italian
know.
pasta dish? Is that mushrooms?
Sounds like mushrooms.
Yeah, right?
I don't know where my mic went. Am I sitting on a taco?
Things have started to deteriorate because of the Taco Bell show.
We talked about this earlier.
We knew it was going to happen.
Gave people a preview of what was to come.
We knew that if it showed up in the middle of the episode was going to go off the
I wanted
rails,
it to
and that's
happen.
fine.
I mean, does this episode deserve anything? Bring
I
out
mean,
the
this
duct
whole
tape.
it's hard to talk about this episode because it's so cringy and horrible, and Geordi is being so horrible that I don't even like talking about it. Like watching it last night, and I had seen this episode before, but watching it last night, I was just like, it's not pleasant to watch this, and
is not.
and it really does poor Geordi a disservice because it's like,
Yeah.
The only African American.
this is not a good look for Geordi in a lot of, physically, visually, and emotionally.
But this is sort of a social topic that should be discussed and thought about.
I
and put
guess,
out into
except
the
that
open,
at
right?
the end they
Sure,
In the end, they kind of made the burden on her, which
this
is
was done
still
many
how it
years
is,
ago.
really. Is like women making men feel comfortable in whatever like the setting is.
That's the whole point, though, is that it was okay back then. It's not okay
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not portrayed as a bad thing. It's portrayed as a good thing.
Have they done recent episodes similar to or like on the new shows?
Well, look,
episodes like
it's
this.
Star Trek. Sean and I were talking about this on the way over here. Star Trek has always been woke, right? Like from the very beginning, it's been a show that does like social.
Well, you would say this episode is semi woke, though.
Yeah, I think they at least give her shot to call him out, right? So I do think they were kind of trying to make a point about not treating women like some fantasy version in your head, and
Not just an object.
and deal with the actual person. So I think I'm sure, because I know that these were all decent people trying to do a good show. I'm sure they had nothing but good intentions with this episode. It's just the way that it plays now. It just feels like it just feels bad. It just feels bad for Geordi. Makes me not like Geordi.
Sure.
And I don't want to not like Geordi.
Yeah, because
I like
wouldn't be
Geordi.
like this.
He's all petulant at the end.
Geordi's whole thing is that he's kind of lame at relationships, but he crosses the line past lame in this episode into genuine creeper.
Do you think the studio or some higher ups sort of made them sort of guide the end
No, I don't
the way
think.
it is?
No,
it
I
was
think
just
they just probably. I think they thought they were
doing it justice
doing a
this
good
way.
episode, But they didn't. But they wanted them to end up as friends at the end,
Right.
so they had to sort of.
She had to forgive him.
She had to forgive. She had to
She
forgive
had to
him.
give ground, which she didn't have to.
And it's not even that she forgives him; it's that she apologizes. It gets turned around so that she's the one who was behaving badly.
She's like, I was overreacting,
Right.
and blah blah blah. He doesn't,
Which
he
is sort of
doesn't
messed up, right?
Instead of
that's
saying
the
to
problem.
him, "You're lucky I didn't go to the captain and have your ass
Yeah.
fired,"
Yeah.
which is kind of what you want her to say to him in that moment.
Well, how
So-
does she ever? She doesn't ever go to Picard or anyone
Nope.
about it. No.
It's completely confined to Geordi. No one else even knows about it. Well, Guinan, he talks to Guinan about it, but no one else
Guys.
is even involved in this storyline.
I found a 7-layer burrito, but it looks like Galaxy's Child.
Name it. Name it.
I know.
It does look a little bit like
Yeah,
Galaxy's
it's like
Child.
they just took the 7-layer burrito and just like flattened it.
Hey, that's what they're doing in that test kitchen. They are taking all their food and flattening it and see if it's better.
So meanwhile, Min, the other half of this episode,
This is a weird scene right here where they're crawling through the
Yeah, it's all
Jeffries
Bruce
tubes.
Willis.
they're calling through the Jeffries tubes. He's showing her some of the alterations he's made to the engines over the
Yeah.
years. Because she's very like, I designed it to be this way on purpose. Why
Why
have
are you
you
fucking
made
with my
all
shit?
these changes?
I was
And
like,
he's like,
shit happens.
things happen in space, and sometimes you have to improvise.
that makes sense.
So that's what they're sort of philosophical
it's the-
dispute has been about.
in the lab versus in real
In the
life.
field.
Yeah.
He's like, things happen in the field, you have to make your improvements. And she's sort of slowly coming around to that, because she's like, yes, now I see what you mean, and some of these changes that you've made are actually good changes. But the problem is, now that she's given him that compliment, he's like, oh, that means she likes me.
Yeah.
Like
I
she said one nice thing to him, and now he's like turned it all the way up to 11 again.
It's like when the barista smiles at you. You're like, oh, she's basically like.
She pronounced my name correctly today on the cup.
I'm gonna give her my phone number.
It's like
So now he's telling her, because she's said to him, you seem to know a whole lot about me, and I'm starting to get a little creeped out by you. I felt this was another girl you're in danger moment. I was like, they are alone in a Jeffries tube. Like if he
And Jeffrey
You know
was
what happens in the Jeffries tubes?
if he
Call
tried
after
something,
Jeffrey,
she'd
the
be
rapiest
like,
guy men in
You
the
guys don't. You guys don't.
don't ever go into a Jeffries tube with someone you just met.
Also, don't shine a black light in a Jeffries tube.
Wasn't Scotty in the Jeffries
And
tubes?
it makes me mad that this episode even makes me think those thoughts about Geordi,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
And she's about to tell him that.
Geordi gets done bad in this episode.
Here's a question though. There we have our role models, our heroes in life, and at a certain point, maybe later, we might come to find out that they have human or darker or unfortunate sides of them, right?
I was looking for a taco and I found one. that
you
was
get
what
the
that
galaxies?
little gasp of excitement you just heard.
And I'm like,
was.
just go with
In case
it.
you were
But we
wondering.
were also listening to men. Go on.
I was listening to the.
You gotta explore and discover the Taco Bell.
I'm sorry, man. Were you telling a story?
No, I had a question. When with our heroes, we sometimes find out like unfortunate things about them. Like, couldn't that be a similar thing with Geordi here? Like, you want to believe like he's this just stand up, totally cool, compassionate, empathetic guy, but he has this unfortunate side of him that is not.
You weren't
Yeah.
looking, man, and you just missed the best part of this episode.
The mini pierogi.
Where the baby,
the pierogi gave birth to a baby pierogi.
the baby, Mama Pierogi gave birth to a little baby.
They performed a C-section
with like
with
the
the laser.
ship, with a laser.
The cannons.
I feel like that.
That
I
was cool.
choose to treat this episode, man, to answer your point,
Yeah.
as a one-off aberration for Geordi.
Yeah. Sort of just like not even.
Luckily, they dropped this and never bring it up again, so it's you can ignore it pretty.
So there's not a
easily.
pattern of behavior. That's good.
Yeah, he doesn't murder.
He's all-
he doesn't
well, just
murder
the
a
2
hooker
episodes.
like
He's
Scotty
always lame. He's always lame.
I was gonna
with
say.
women.
That's true. The engineering, people in engineering.
does. Engineers, man. Something wrong with them.
No.
That's why all the incels are math majors. I
Whoa. Are they?
don't know.
No.
Sounded good, though.
Sound right.
Sounds right.
I love that we can say, remember that time Scotty killed a hooker? It's not a sentence I get to say very often.
He was just following, in the engineering tradition.
Yeah. I remember the fog in that episode.
Episode 47 of Warp, if you want to go back and listen to it.
There's like 36 tacos.
You guys really have to dig into this. All right. Let me break out the rest of the weed. All right. Here we
So,
go.
man,
Round 2.
Guinan is trying to lay some wisdom on Geordi by telling him, look, she's a real woman and not your hologram girlfriend. So maybe you should man up and stop trying to be gross with her and treat her like a human being. Does he listen to Geordi's advice? Yeah, not so much.
He's a real human.
Oh,
look
at that. Do you think the A and B story sort of like go hand in hand here?
Is this gonna go in your mouth?
No.
No, they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Like there isn't some like they're trying to like dovetail the message.
I think at some point in time they have to figure out a way to get the baby off of the ship,
And then-
which is,
Yeah.
as they said in the
Energy.
description, it will start suckling on them.
Yeah. All right. I got worried.
No.
Wow, that's a. Did they update those graphics? I feel like they did.
Yeah.
I want to see the old school graphics.
I would too. I'm not a huge fan of the upgrading the graphics.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Yeah.
like to see the model.
let it be what it was. You know.
I do like the upgraded planets. They look cooler. They look more like cool, interesting planets, and
but
I want to
the
like
ships and
yeah. I want to see the old school like aliens and ships and whatnot for sure. It's interesting that Riker didn't come in for any sort of like advice or anything, and it was all just given to
Riker
Guinan,
would be the obvious
right?
choice for who do you go to when you're having lady
Yeah,
problems.
you don't want to go to a female friend. You want to go to a guy friend. Well, I mean, most guys would.
The only
Generally
person he
does.
talks to is Guinan.
Yeah.
And he has no other conversations with anyone
And
else.
he doesn't
It's
listen
almost
to
like
her
Geordi
at
doesn't
all.
have any friends in this episode. Like,
Yeah, why doesn't he talk to Data ever?
Yeah.
right. Well, Data is not
Well,
who you would go
Data.
to for.
Yeah, but you he might. You never know.
It could be a
Well,
good.
no,
he-
we
it's like-
do know.
It could be a
He
good
just
sounding
doesn't
board.
even have. He doesn't even have any scenes with the
Yeah.
rest
Yeah.
of the cast.
No,
in this
they're
episode.
completely. The two stories do not intersect at all.
at all.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have brought in.
Well, that's
Troy.
not true. She helps him solve the problem.
Eventually, they dovetail him at the end, but other than that, like you said, that nobody in the cast ever even knows that any of the
Any of this even
interaction between the
happened.
two of them happened,
Right.
unless Geordi tells them at some point in time.
You kind of want a scene where Picard is like, Dr. Brahms has expressed some concern about the way you've been speaking to her, Mr. LaForge. Like, you kind of want that, like, Picard calls him into the ready room kind of scene, but we don't get it in this episode. Man, what's happened is that alien was pregnant. The pierogi.
Yeah.
They didn't mean to, but they accidentally killed the mommy.
My bad.
Yeah. It happens. Happens.
They tried to communicate.
They were
first.
trying to
You know.
not. It was a misunderstanding.
We killed Harambe, so thing like
It was attacking the ship.
Yeah.
Sort of not intentionally, but was sort of attacking the ship,
Yeah.
and so they had to shoot it.
Yeah.
So they killed it. They didn't want to, but they did.
So
But
is
it was
this-
pregnant. So they used their phasers to cut a hole.
Yeah.
They did a cesarean section on the alien.
how cute.
And so now there's a baby,
Yeah.
but the baby needs energy to live on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's latched itself onto the ship because
Dilithium
the
crystals.
mommy is dead. So the mommy can't feed the baby
Yeah.
anymore. So the baby needs a mommy to eat energy
How
out of.
many more
This
tacos
is
are
birds and
there?
the bees, like in like the
Yeah.
2600. It's
Wait.
the mommy.
Sorry, Philippe. I agree. That was going on a little long.
So, does the baby become? Is this the supervillain story for the baby? Like the baby saw the mom being killed, and
Right.
Baby
now-
becomes Dexter.
The classic superhero origin story. The baby later goes on to dress up like a bat.
The bat pierogi.
Never seen a bat. It makes it all the more remarkable.
Has anybody seen the Batman? I have
No,
not
with
seen the Batman.
Pattinson.
No, just Philippe started to explain to me why there's a the, and I was like, no.
Why
I
is
don't want to
there?
hear it.
I don't know. Sometimes they call him the Batman. Sometimes they call him Batman.
He started to launch into a thing, and I thought it was going to be a while, and I was like, never mind.
We'll take the hit for you.
There actually is no good reason. Why
I don't
they
know. You
sometimes-
seem like you had a whole thing you were preparing.
I was
Let's hear it, Gene.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the thing was, but I was probably right.
Uh-oh.
I'm just kidding.
You see what she's found.
In other words, should you talk about the dream you had about men?
Here it's about to come down.
Hold on. We got to talk about Dr. Brahms and Dr.
Yeah.
Brahms.
So she's found his fuck program in the
Yeah.
holodeck.
You know she's
like-
gonna look through your browser history, dude.
That's basically what this is.
He's using it on a work computer, so
well, this is the
Man,
Barkley moment all over
think
again.
about how it would feel if you found out that someone you just met
yeah.
used you
Honestly,
for porn, like somehow knew what
I
you
don't know
looked
that
like.
we-
depends on the person.
yeah. Are you,
And I suppose in this
Okay,
case,
so it's a context point.
yeah,
clue
and in
is
this
what you're
case,
talking about.
she would not be into it.
yeah.
You know, but you know,
I think it would be weird to find out that somebody you just
But
met
just-
had been like jerking off to your picture.
But if it was reversed, where Geordi found out she was jerking off to his thing, he would be like, "Yeah, right,
sure,
he'd be into it."
probably.
Yeah, because he's awkward and a creeper.
every once in a while,
He totally is trying to defend what he did.
yes.
Well,
So
I
she's
mean,
calling him out.
this goes back to Barkley, right? With the
It's a little Barkley.
Yeah.
and at that and in that episode, they also similarly brushed it off, didn't they?
They made him sign up for
Erase.
intensive therapy with Troy, if I remember it correctly.
Now he's making her. He won't let her leave.
See, so she gets this great moment where she calls him out, and everything she says is true.
Yeah.
And now he's totally gaslighting her and has flipped it around, and he's like, "I was just being nice to you." And it's like, no, you were not just being nice. There's
he's all about being friends.
that
and
was
I'm like,
not
that's not what he
nice.
wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought we were. It's your fault because
Yeah,
you're such a fucking bitch.
We could have been
what he
great.
says.
We could have been
Yeah.
great friends, but
Yeah.
no, you had to go and screw it up
Yeah.
by not
If
liking me creeping.
If you weren't such a cunt, this would have worked out just fine. Is basically what Geordi says to her.
And then
And
she
goes,
agrees.
And she goes, "Yeah, you
You're
made an
right.
excellent point."
I'm sorry.
Fuck you, Geordi. Damn
Yeah.
it.
I hated that scene.
Oh my god. Such an incel moment. It's so terrible.
It's really bad.
That's why I'm like, who wrote it?
Star Trek hasn't
Yeah,
ever,
who did write this one?
Yeah.
I can tell you. I've
The
got
first
I've got
incel.
it.
Star Trek hasn't ever come out and been like, oh, these
know their
these
fan base,
episodes, we apologize. This is not how we would do it nowadays.
It's like when Disney shows an old movie and they're like,
They're like, we can't show Song of the South anymore.
Yeah.
but
I'm sorry, but
everyone likes that one song.
there's just a moment where Riker put his leg up on Data's chair, and Data didn't even have a chance to sit down first.
He's doing it
his
right
leg
now.
was already up there.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's just like, God damn it, Commander, give me a second before I settle in.
It bothers me in so many ways. It's unsanitary and like a
Yeah.
violation of Data's
Yeah.
personal space.
So, just so you know, this
Yeah.
this episode has several credited writers.
Oh yeah. Everybody's jumped in.
There's somebody. Maurice Hurley wrote the teleplay. Tom Cartazian got a story by. David Karen got story editor. J. Larry Carroll got story editor. Joe Menosky.
We don't need all the names.
So there's like 8 people that.
Oh
are
my
included.
God.
They all sound like dude names.
Yeah. That sounds like a room full of
They're
dudes.
all like,
I didn't see a lot of females in the
He
room.
could barely write some of those scenes where she was treating Geordi like a
They're
bitch.
like, I don't understand how this is even okay that she would treat him
I
this
know.
poorly.
I can't even write the ending to this.
She's so mean. When is she going to apologize for Geordi?
Oh my god. So terrible.
Wait, so is the baby pierogi sucking
Men are
all the
just
power
the
out of
worst.
the?
Correct.
Okay.
And they can't get it off and they can't escape.
Because it's eating all their energy because it
So
needs
they're-
to feed.
so they're trying to make it not appealing to.
So they got to
baby.
kill the baby too.
That's what they're trying not to do.
Eventually, that'll be the plan, but they're trying to do it without.
They
doing
found the baby's like where the baby lived, so they're trying to take it home, but they can't get it off the ship. And now the baby has sent out a distress call, and all these other pierogies are coming because they also want to eat the Enterprise's energy. That's not. I didn't make any of that up. That's the plot of this.
Yeah, it's great.
Danger, Captain.
Picard's like, we got to get this baby off this ship
Yeah.
before
The
they
worst.
suck us dry.
Oh my god.
This is an episode about becoming Dusty Doug.
Yeah.
Eventually,
We got to get this baby off of here.
Yeah.
I got no
These
more milk
things
for
are
you,
not
baby.
gonna-
Yeah.
These things are not going to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's pissed at that girl because she's the one who told her about the holodeck.
Oh.
Geordi just hates all women in this
Here
episode.
she comes.
Oh no.
So she comes up with the idea, right? This is her idea of how to save the ship. She's basically come to him and said, look, let's not talk about that right now. Yeah. Let's talk about getting the baby off the ship.
Sure.
So she is the one who comes up with the idea.
Like an awesome woman.
Geordi, and then Geordi takes credit for it. Because 2 seasons from now, Geordi is going to meet Scotty from the old show. And Geordi is going to tell Scotty the story of this episode, but in his version, it was his idea. Really? Yeah.
Oh,
I thought he did come up with it. Did he not?
She's the one who came up with the
he
idea.
comes up with the way to do it.
She comes out of the elevator and she
But it's
says,
her
I've got an
plan.
idea for how to get rid of the baby.
Okay. Got it. Because I
I just
remember
think
her
it's funny.
complimenting him on like some contribution.
Yeah, she's just said, because he came up with the
They're
plan.
working together
But
to
it was her
solve the
idea.
problem, but it was her idea.
It was her idea to what to do.
Do you remember that, Sean? Do you remember when he meets Scotty?
I remember that episode. I don't remember
Wait, they
that.
decided to do a
That's-
callback to this episode.
They do a callback to this episode.
Oh my God.
Because they're swapping like engineer stories.
creepy dating story.
He says,
Once upon a time, laddie, I murdered a hooker.
Oh, he really did. He did do that. Damn it.
Geordi's
I was
like,
possessed by the
well,
spirit
I-
of Jack the Ripper
I
at the
never,
time.
I never did that, but I did.
Jordy's like, all I did was make a lady in the holodeck.
Yeah.
I didn't even murder the holodeck.
I didn't
lady.
even murder her.
Well, you've got things to learn, sonny boy. Wow. Engineering will do that to you, so try to
exposure
to
to dilithium crystal energy, man.
or something.
There's a long history in Star Trek of the engineering character being like an antisocial nerd,
Yeah.
which is some kind of commentary on something, but I don't know what.
Who's the engineering guy on Discovery?
He's a total nerd. It's the guy from Rent.
Oh, Anthony Rapp?
Yeah.
It was the... Okay.
He's an antisocial nerd. He's married in the show, but he's pretty antisocially nerdy.
Well,
Jake, do you guys watch Discovery?
We do, yeah.
Are you all caught up on it?
I think so.
It's pretty good this season, right?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I was telling Sean on the way over here, it's so funny how hard they've leaned into let's talk about our feelings, because they talk about their feelings
Oh yeah,
all
there's
the
like,
time
there's,
now.
There's like full on like sobbing almost every episode.
every
And that's-
episode.
Yeah,
But I kind of love it because
Sure.
they were getting, the asshole crowd was like, this show's so stupid. All they
Yeah.
ever do is talk about their feelings, and their response to that was, "Oh, you thought we talked too much about our
Yeah,
feelings
they double
before?"
down.
You asked for it.
Every single episode is going to be about it now. But I love it. I think it's really good this year.
Is it the second season?
It's the 4th.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Yep, that's how many more episodes are just getting tacked
So
on
many
to
Star
the
Treks.
show,
Oh my
Aaron.
God.
Speaking of, Whoopi's in the new season of Star Trek
Yeah.
Picard.
Yeah.
So when we get to those episodes, you'll have to introduce it.
She's in the first. She's not in the second episode, but she's in the first one.
All right.
And she has such a good scene Her and Jean-Luc talking like old
That's
friends.
cool.
It's so great.
Well, it's fun to learn how much she liked being on the show. So.
She always says it's like the best job she ever had in her entire career. She just loved being
Well,
on
it
this
seemed
show.
like she got to go in, be awesome. It wasn't a lot of pressure. It wasn't a lot of time. You know. It seemed like
Yeah.
she got to kind of make it work for her. It was probably very flexible.
I think
that
she
way.
would have done way more if she wasn't busy at the same
Booked
time.
up, yeah.
You know, being a
But
movie
it just
star.
seems like she was able. I mean, you know, it wasn't a stressful situation. You
Yeah.
can kind of tell.
Jake, you watched this episode, right? You know?
Yeah. It's been a little bit, but
Yeah, I watched it a couple months ago.
yeah, I've watched ahead.
Unless you don't realize, it's been a while since we've made it.
So what's
I don't know
happened,
if we
man,
said
is
that.
that she's forgiven him.
What?
And has basically now see look
I
she
owe
just
you
said
an
it.
apology.
She's like I owe you and I really when you think
Wait,
about it
hold
I'm the one who owes you.
Hold on, pause before the episode's over. Did they glue those earrings to the bottom of her earlobe?
I think so because
yeah,
they don't seem to have a hook. They seem to hang off
by
the bottom
magnets.
right?
of her lobes.
Space earrings, guys.
I think there's like
Yeah.
a little bit of glue.
Except
on
these like
there.
spirit gum or something.
Yeah,
Nowadays they would make it light
because
up.
they hang off the bottom of her lobes.
A lot more earrings were clip-on back in those days. Not everyone had their ears pierced.
Yeah. But so she's
Those look like space earrings that they
Yeah.
made for the show.
Mm-hmm.
they're making goody right now.
What?
They're making goody right now.
What's goody goody?
Like they're
Making up.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, she's because she apologized
Yeah.
like a woman should.
Yeah. I've decided to compromise on all my principles.
Oh man, we didn't even talk about this. She's married, which he didn't know.
Yeah.
So she's
it's
like,
even more creepy.
yeah. So she's like, you should not be hitting on me. Not only is it just for general
Professional
inappropriateness reasons,
inappropriate.
but also I'm fucking married, you dumbass. And he's like, well, the computer never told me that. It's like, well, you didn't really ask the right questions,
Yeah.
did you?
that would be. This computer is
Yeah.
fucking. They got
Yeah.
issues with the computer. That would be one of the top things that
I would think
would
it's got to
alert
be
you
number
to.
one, right? Is this person in a relationship already?
Yeah. The computer just snickering to itself.
It's like if you're on Grindr and it's like the person is like, I'm already married. It's like, well,
You think the computer laughs at Geordi
Yeah.
behind his back?
I didn't tell him she was married.
the computer 100% laughs at Geordi behind its back.
Well, alternatively, maybe you want to say like the computer is just a computer and like data.
That's
it
Geordi's
doesn't-
argument. Geordi says the computer doesn't volunteer information,
Which is
but that
fucked
just
up.
means you didn't ask the right question.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, remember when Guinan was like, you had different glasses then. It was the see what you want to see pair.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was that something she said?
Yeah, she was being a
such a-
little. She was being a little like
Coy,
clever. She was
yeah.
like coming up with a metaphor.
That's
Yeah.
a cool.
She
I
was like
that.
that. You were wearing a different visor when that happened.
He's like, no, I wasn't.
And he's like, no, I wasn't. And she's like, yes, you were. You were wearing the see what you want to see visor.
Well,
And he was like, haha, that's an excellent point. Sorry, I have to go sexually harass this lady now. Can't talk.
yeah.
Gotta go. Bye.
He does not take Guinan's advice
At all. Nope.
Damn. Do you think that
Guinan, who is famously a good advice giver.
And 900 years old.
Well, why didn't they give it to Troy? Do you think that Troy and Data would have?
It's a bewildering story choice to have Geordi completely divorced from the rest of the cast for the
Yeah.
entire episode. It is bizarre because it makes it look like he doesn't have any friends.
Well, you used
If
to
the
hang
only
out
person you can
with,
talk to is your
Will
bartender,
Wheaton.
you have a problem.
Here's the thing: I can see being in a situation where I'm so smitten with someone where I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna forget all my friends. I'm just gonna spend all this time with the other person.
Yes. Except that when it starts to go wrong, he doesn't like go to Riker, for example, who would be the perfect person to have a scene with the two of them in this episode, because those two don't get very many scenes where it's
And
just
Riker would have set him
Riker and
straight.
Forge, and Riker would have totally set him straight.
Yeah, and I feel like Geordi might
Because
have listened to
because Riker is a
more.
player, but he respects
Respectful.
the other player.
Yeah.
He plays
Like
the
you're not
game.
playing the right game here.
right.
Yeah.
He would not have endorsed that tomfoolery.
Well,
Hey, we're done. The episode's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
They got the baby off the ship, Min.
Yeah.
By doing some Star
sour
Trek
in the
stuff.
milk.
Yep.
It's right.
They changed the energy of the ship enough that the baby didn't want to drink it anymore. And
I like
it flew
to
away.
do that by just eating a lot of passion fruit and then just like
It's like when you eat a lot of asparagus and your
there
pee
you go,
smells.
broccoli.
On the other hand,
Eric's not gonna say anything.
No, stuff does come through breast
Somebody
milk.
end the
I
show
mean.
so we can eat Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what we're waiting for? You're just waiting for me to stop talking.
And
Been
goodbye.
eating Taco Bell.
Well, it's far away from me. I'd have to get up, and I don't want to get up until we're
Thank
done.
you very much for watching Warped. Please. Oh, God, I haven't done this in such a long time. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. You can go to iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, to rate, review, and subscribe. You can follow us. You can email us at warpthepodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at warpedthepodcast. And our merch is on Instagram at lunar_flare. We are on Twitter at Warped Trek. I am on Twitter, host Warped. Min is on Twitter to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu at Wet Maynard. And you can go to Patreon, become a patron, get access to early release episodes and bonus material. I say early release episodes. Sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Thursday night.
I'm laughing because you're
so
like
early.
tiptoeing through it as you're trying to remember it.
I got through it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
totally did.
It's
Well
a
done.
journey.
Aaron, thank you for introducing the show this week. What are we going to watch next week?
Oh, I forgot the name of the episode.
It's called Night Terror.
Yes.
It's a whole episode about what if you can't sleep.
Oh,
It's pretty
Bad things
boring.
happen.
We're going to watch it, man. Next week on Warped. Until then, my name is Matt.
I'm Sean.
I'm Jake.
Philippe is here somewhere,
Philippe and Aaron.
and I'm Min Win.
Thank you for watching and goodbye.